Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. I'm Doug TenNapel. I like learning new things. I'm kind of dumb. I like getting smarter. So I learned something about tariffs today, looking at this financial channel. And now I'm going to teach you what I learned. This is about Trump going to Michigan to talk to auto union workers to shore up his percentages and win the vote against Kamala Harris. Let's watch.
Happening today, former President Trump will campaign in Michigan, marking his first in-person event since the second attempt on his life.
This is very important to Trump when he could go anywhere and kind of suck the energy out of the room. Why is he choosing Michigan?
And former president about tariffs. Do you see it as a bargaining chip, or do you think you're going to see tariffs across the board of 20%?
I think we should put tariffs on stuff we make and not put tariffs on stuff we don't make.
That's the Financial Network with one of Trump's major financial advisors, who says we should put tariffs on stuff we make. That is a tax on all imports of things that we make that have to compete with us. Now, why did he bring that up this week? Why is Trump going to Michigan this week as we consider tariffs?
According to recent polling, VP Harris is up 5 percentage points in Michigan, while Pennsylvania is tied at.
Pennsylvania's tied. Michigan, she's up 5 points. By the way, it's more like she's up 1 or 2 points. But Trump wants to shore up Michigan. He thinks Michigan's in play. And how do you get Michigan, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to say it to me down in the chat below. What can Trump do to get a 1 to 5 point swing in Michigan? Did you figure it out yet?
And of course, it's a bargaining chip. We can't sell a Ford or GM in Europe. You go to Europe, you can't sell a Ford or GM. Why? There's 100% tariffs. How about in Japan? 100% tariffs.
Oh, you can't sell automobiles in Japan or Europe because they have tariffs on us. Remember when Trump ran in 2016? He said, we have to tariff them as much as they do to us to make it. And Trump spelled out the word. He goes, reciprocal, reciprocal.
That will be known as the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. If India, China, or any other country hits us with a 100 or 200% tariff on American-made goods, we will hit them with the same exact tariff.
But that means you have to do it to others the way they treat you, so that they themselves come into play and be fair. That is, they will lower their tariffs. If you raise your tariffs to their level, they will be forced to lower theirs to keep yours down.
And a really interesting thing is happening among unions. You know that Shawn Fain, United Auto Workers Union president, endorsed Kamala Harris a few weeks ago. But many of the members within that union are going a different direction. There's a group called Auto Workers for Trump.
Auto Workers for Trump, because the scumbag union leaders are always in the pocket of Democrats. But the actual union workers are creating a grassroots bottom-up group called Auto Workers for Trump in Michigan, and they're blowing up right now. And Trump is going to put them to work, guys. It is working. So these tariffs that Trump's going to come in and say 100% tariff on all these imports on cars, that's going to make us competitive, is going to help Michigan and those union workers.
So do you think if we said we're going to tariff you the way you tariff us, do you think they're going to allow Mercedes and all these Japanese companies and Porsches and BMWs to all of a sudden have 100% tariffs in America? Of course not. They're going to come and negotiate, and their tariffs are going to come down. And finally, Ford and General Motors are going to be able to sell in these places.
How's that sound, Andrew?
Of course they're going to come down. Of course. This is just negotiating.
Okay, so now he asked the other host. Okay, remember, these are never Trumpers. These aren't big Trump supporters. He asked the other host, what do you think? Will this work? To the financial analyst guru guy. Listen to what he says.
It absolutely makes sense. If you do it strategically, if it's across the board, it creates a real problem. And the question is whether you believe the president is going to do it strategically or across the board. He keeps saying it across the board.
Well, when you're running for office, you make broad statements so people understand you.
Right.
Trump only said he would do tariffs across the board just to clarify to these other countries. Of course you do it strategically, but to communicate, just to put a brand on it, to put it on a bumper sticker. You say Trump supports tariffs in the auto industry, and that will sell more cars that are coming out of Michigan, Detroit, Michigan.
word got out around my plant, it quickly doubled and then tripled in size. Other workers at other auto plants started seeing it and requesting to join. And all of a sudden I had hundreds of members.
That's a genuine grassroots group, those Michigan union workers for Trump.
Okay, tariffs are an amazing tool by the president to use.
He's going to use them, and he's going to use it to bump up his campaign and help him take Michigan from Kamala Harris.
You got to remember, we need to protect the American worker. Finally, someone's going to protect the American worker, and Donald Trump is here to protect the American worker.
Not only is he going to protect the American worker, but Kamala Harris is here to attack the American worker and punish them.
Right now, our economy is hurting a lot of people, and these auto workers, they understand that without a strong economy, they're not going to sell any vehicles. And they also understand that Kamala Harris's cap on auto vehicles and groceries and that sort of thing is not going to spur growth in their industry. It's actually going to cause lack and shortages. So
Trump is putting it to Michigan. Do you guys want a job? Do you want to sell more cars? Do you want to turn your state around and build it with prosperity and the great American work ethic? Or do you want to lose all of your economy because of cackling imbecile Kamala Harris? I'm Doug in Exile.